Hey guys, so today we're going to discuss weightlifting for females. Yesterday we went over weight training for beginners and a lot of similar tips here. Just a couple things to look out for if you're a female and you're just beginning training, or even if you've been training for a while, just you might pick up something from the tips I have to give you today. So one thing we want to look at is if you're just starting out, stay away from like machine training. So most people will go to machine training because it's a little safer. Like most people will tell you it's safer because you're not going to get hurt or whatever, but really what you're doing is just you're not training the body properly because you're not allowing it to actually move, right? And train the way that the body's intended to move, right? So you want to stick with more like multi-joint exercises. Think about doing, even if you're just starting with body weight, which is fine, or like assisted body weight movements. Just stay away from the machine. So you can use tools like the TRX, any kind of suspension assistance tools, some resistance bands. So it doesn't have to be like dumbbells or anything. Just because weight training, you can still use like resistance bands or cables. Just to avoid using machines because they don't really train your stabilizers and your core muscles to assist in any like postural corrections or anything like that. All right, so that's one thing to stay away from. This little tip is that the NSCA recommends that females participate in weight training junior high and high school, just to getting ready for like college. Say that for athletes going to the pros or competing in some like weightlifting competition, anything like that. Even if you're not an athlete like nowadays athlete like that's in the pros or like basketball or soccer or anything like that, it doesn't matter. Like you're still a human being. You need to train your body properly, just like anyone else. Okay, so it's not. Don't be scared to use weights. You're not going to get hurt unless you're using improper techniques. Okay, so work with someone that's going to teach you the proper way to lift weights, proper way to use your body, breathing, core work, posture, all those factors. All right. A couple benefits of resistance training. So we have improved posture, improved joint stability, and connective tissue strength. This one is really huge for joint stability because females have a higher incidence of joint laxity. All right, so that will training joint stability is going to help to stabilize the joints and avoid injury going forward. Okay, and with anything, could be in the gym or just in life. Okay, so you want improve the ankle stability, elbows, just all the stability of the joints. All right, so again, it's higher incidence in females than males, which is why I put it on the board today. All right, but also like everyone needs to train their stabilizing muscles. So it's not just females have a higher incidence of joint laxity. So you want to focus on that. A couple of things. So women take a little longer to develop the strength. A couple of factors are because there's more relaxin in the body, and also just the hormonal fluctuations that when you're on your period, when you're on your cycle. That week of training is gonna be a little tough, so you might have like a little, like I don't want to say a setback, but just like a lighter week of training, depending on what your program is. So just be careful. Like it might take you a little longer to progress than a male would, only because of a couple of those factors, not because like females are weak or anything like that. It's just natural for your body to go through a little period, for a week or so, and that you might have to just adjust your style of training. All right, so. Just take a little longer. Just be patient with your training, and you'll be fine. You just want to again avoid injury, so you don't have to be out for a week or a month or a year of training. Just keep up doing what you're doing. And so we have better endurance. So females have better endurance training. Like they're more adept to it. The reason why, like I said, we have higher composition of soul switch fibers. So soul switch muscle fibers are going to assist with like more like aerobic capacity, aerobic training, which would lead to a higher endurance. Males have a higher incidence of fast twitch fibers, so that's more strength training, so that's why we're a little more adept to it. But again, like a female can be just as strong as a guy can, just might have to work just a little harder and just a little longer, like I said, because of the fluctuations in the hormones, the joint laxity, the relaxin in the body. So you guys have to work just a little bit harder than we do, which that's why we appreciate you guys a little bit more. All right, and then in terms of the variables for exercise, this is for beginners mostly. We went over this yesterday, just talking about weightlifting for beginners. So we have program design. It was still basically the same: station training, circuit training. So we have 4 to 7 exercises for station, and circuit training 6 to 18 exercises. The sets and reps, I put a plus here for the 2 to 3 sets and 8 to 20 reps. I put a plus because remember, you're gonna need more repetitions, more training volume. Than we would to really start to adjust and like adapt to the weight training. All right, and then intensity, we have 60 to 80% warm up max. Tempo varies again per exercise. If you're beginning, again, like more like a 202 or 201, depending on the movement. Squat would be more like a 201, so 2 seconds down, 0 second pause, and then 1 second coming up, and then repeat for the prescribed number of reps. And then the rest period, again, that depends on the exercise. Like I said, all these variables go together, so you can't just have one without the other. So we have 30 to 180 seconds of rest, depending on your exercise and your program design. And then frequencies, the first 1 to 2 weeks, you can get away with just 2 sessions a week. Letting your body get adapted neurologically. All right, but then after that, week 3 and on, you want to get at least 3 to 4 workouts in a week. Let's say 1 hour workouts, and that could be about 10 to 15 minutes of mobilization and stretching, or corrective work, and then another 30 to 45 minutes of actual exercise and like resistance training, or whatever kind of training you're doing, core training, postural corrections. Okay, so you don't want to, after 45 minutes, you should be done with that, with your resistance training. So it could take about an hour. Again, you have 15 minutes of warm-up work, your stretching, corrective exercise, corrective stretching, corrective mobilization, and then you go on to your actual exercises. If you go a little too long, then you can, you really fatigue the body and then start to develop bad motor habits. Okay, so movement patterns. All right, so just, stick with 1 hour, and, you make tons of progress. All right, so that's just a little, a couple tips for like weight training for beginners. I'll do another video in a couple of days on a little more detail about, why you guys have to work a lot harder than we do. And, then you'll learn a couple more things. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Also, check out our website, DekhanaWellness.com. Thanks.